Hey, thank you so much for coming to my concert last night. This is a little extra for first take. A lot of the comments from people who came to my concert or streamed it were that they would love to know more about the songs that I write, the stories behind them, and all that. So a memory popped up in my Facebook feed that 3 years ago, yesterday, I was in LA. I was in LA for the first time. And I met some pretty great musicians out there who I'm still friends with, that you'll hear on my album and in my singles and stuff. I had been in a duo at that time, and at that time I was just starting my career and wasn't the most confident, but I went out there, I did this thing by myself and for myself, and it was amazing to do something for myself. Being a mother of 3, and at the time I was married, and it was beautiful just to be out there, only be concerned about myself, and to get this great feedback as to what I was doing and that I was on the right track, and that I just pretty much needed to sort of do some pruning musically in my life. And so it was just a really great experience. And I've been back twice since then, and it's always been wonderful. Make new friends and connections and all of that. It's beautiful. But that first time was so meaningful. I remember I rented a car and I drove up the coast and just had some really beautiful time with a friend and by myself. And I left, and then the day that I left, I was in the airport, and it was sad. Like, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave that feeling of like, wow, I'm autonomous and I'm an individual. I'm not just mom, and I'm not somebody's wife. I'm Jennifer, and my name means Great White Wave, and that is who I was when I was out there. And when I came back, I got out of a duo that I was in, and I decided I was going to do this music thing by myself, and I would be waltzing on waves, which is an homage to the kind of music I grew up listening to, and the kind of 3/4 time was just sort of in me. As I was leaving LA and I was sad, I set off the alarm. My crotch, what are you gonna do? It's apparently magical. Every time I go through security, it's just, apparently I gotta get patted down for that. Anyway, I got pulled over to the side, get patted down, and I'm sitting there waiting, and then I look down at my shoes, and there's sand on my shoes. And instead of brushing it off, I left it there, and I just wanted it to be there for as long as it could be. And so that was the beginning of this, one of the lines of the song that sort of, the song was built around. The line is, I didn't really want to leave you, so I never brushed the sand from my feet. Now, that's metaphorical, or it's that I didn't want to leave that feeling of being me, just me. So I didn't want to leave that feeling of being whole on my own. Anyway, I just wanted to go through this song. I'll just read it to you and tell you little things about it. What I really wanted was to walk into the sea, that terrible, beautiful mystery right before me. I didn't really want to leave you, so I never brushed the sand from my feet. And I'll let the salt in my tears remember you to me. Because right now I'm landlocked. Hey, Minnesota. And I've got some strange fear of drowning. There's no boat to rock, but my heart's still pounding. What I really wanted was to stand there and not speak, to feel myself small and be known by something so big. To learn that what could crush you doesn't want to, well, it blows the mind and it turns all the dread into knowing you're going to be all right. That all seems pretty relevant to my life right now. Could be pretty scary, and there's just the whole terrain. You know, I was married for 21 years, and that's a long time. But like, I'm not afraid. I'm ready. And I think that I have been. I think I knew something when I was out in LA writing this song, that something was coming. What I really wanted was to look into your eyes and hold to your gaze long enough to be surprised. I really think that speaks to this desire in me to be seen. My whole life, I've had this desire to be known, and you know, we talk about the eyes being the window to the soul. And really how I imagine this or picture this is, you know, you're looking at someone, and instead of breaking eye contact or breaking that connection because you don't want them to see what's inside, like, I don't think that I've ever not wanted people to see what's inside. I think I was just really, really terrified by the intensity of that, and that it would be my intensity that would be rejected. Not what it is, but the intensity of what it is, of what I am, of who I am. To be like, so imagine this, like, you know, standing firm and standing strong, of like, I'm on board with all of who I am, and it's not my problem if you're not. But growing up, being me, an intensely emotional, like, intensely compassionate, intensely knowing of other people, and feeling so much, definitely an empath. And if you're not feeling your feelings, guess who's feeling them? I'm working on it. I'm working on those boundaries and everything. But that's sort of what that line, what I really wanted was to look into your eyes and to hold to your gaze long enough to be surprised. And it was more to be surprised at myself, right? Not surprised that maybe somebody else could handle me. Oh, and to know that I could trust me, that I've got something deep and wild, and I do. And it is very wild, and it is very deep, and it is very expansive, and I am going to love it. I'm going to love it into an even greater space. In the pulse of the waves, they're calling me from inside. So it doesn't matter if I'm in LA, it doesn't matter if I ever get to New York City, which I will. I know people now. I got people all over. I got people all over the world now. I'm coming to your house. I'm gonna sleep on your couch. Do some shows. Yeah. So the chorus, that Landlocked, it was like, oh, my life cannot afford me this. I cannot afford to be this, to take up this much space, to be this expansive in the life that I have, the responsibilities that I have. But I really realize now that they're just, you know, there were people and situations that were just too small. And a lot of that has removed itself from my life. So I have forward movement, and I am gonna grow from the inside out.